Hello and welcome to Backlinking, the PKM podcast. In today's podcast episode, we are going to do something a little interesting. At least I think it is a little interesting because ever since I started to do these YouTube videos, I've done end of year videos, is what I call them. And that is things like the best note taking app of the year, the most improved note taking app of the year, the most exciting ones for next year. It has been tier lists, and I've done them for 2 consecutive years now. And it is some of the videos I enjoy the most. And based on my statistics, it is the videos that people like the most as well. It is like comparisons and tier lists and things like that, and people seem to really enjoy those things. So that is what I am planning to do this year as well. So today is October the 8th, which means that around a month, around a month from now, I will start to do all of those videos. Because one thing I learned last year is that a lot of applications release like huge updates towards the end of the year, which means that I often need to cover those as well and make videos about those as well, which again means that I need to start earlier with the end of year stuff. But there is an issue there, which I will come back to. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my current notes, what I'm thinking to film, how I am currently ranking the different stuff, and basically take you through my notes on this end of year stuff. So there are two things I really want to do. I really want to do best visual note taking app or visual note taking app ranked. That one I'm a little insecure of whether or not I should do like do a tier list or a ranking, or if I should just do the best app, or if I should do both. So I'm not really sure about that. When it comes to object-based note taking, I will probably do a ranking because we only have 3 object-based note-taking apps, and people love all 3 of them. And when it comes to how I think about the ranking currently, I still think it is the same as it was last year. So capacities, Tama, Anytype, but there are a few updates coming quite soon, and that is a little bit of the issue around like having to start this early, is that a lot of the updates come like towards the end of the year. So if I do like object-based note-taking apps in November and Anytype releases a huge update in December, I will then have to go in and make another video about that. So that is also something I am thinking a little bit about, but currently that is how I would rank them. I would say that the best like visual note-taking app currently, it is a little harder. I am thinking that like I would probably say My Mind is the best one now, or at least the most improved one. Um, Maybe together with, I would say the Heptabase is probably still the best visual note-taking app, but My Mind is the most improved one, especially these last, like, what is it, 4 or 5 months. Um, it seems like the team at My Mind has just released amazing update after amazing update after amazing update, and it started with this. They created a button where you could track your reading, so you could save books, and you could press a button to say whether or not you've read this book. Uh, it started with that. It also works with a bunch of other stuff like movies. It doesn't work with YouTube videos. I hope it will at some point. But they started with that, and then we got like the ability to save multiple images, like Instagram posts with multiple images, and also the ability to add markdown files. So basically allowing you to actually import stuff. So a lot of cool things that My Mind has added lately, and I think they are currently the most improved one. I'm excited to see what features they will add towards the end of the year, but honestly, I think they've done a great job. They are also trying out offline mode, so that is a little exciting. I think Milanote has had a huge mobile app update. Heptabase has been doing a lot of AI stuff, and I don't know if I should reward Heptabase for that in the visual note taking category, or if I should do it in the AI category, because I will probably do AI in productivity app as well, because that is like it is the most popular thing right now. If you put AI in the title of your video, you get a bunch more views. It is just that simple. And even though I'm starting to get tired of AI, I am probably going to do a video. And I think like good AI use cases deserve to be praised, because there are so many bad ones. So I will probably do best AI and note taking app, and I will also do a separate one, which is best AI note taking apps. So difference here is that if you take Craft or Heptabase, they are note-taking apps with AI. If you take something like Fabric, for example, that is an AI application, or Personal AI is an AI application, or MeBot is another one AI application. The way I differentiate between them is whether or not removing the AI would destroy the whole application. So even though, for example, Tana is a great AI note-taking app, uh, removing the AI would like people would probably still use it. I would probably still use it because of the super tags. So that is how I differentiate between them. That is probably the three, four most important categories I want to cover. Last year, I did like best outliner. Again, there aren't that many outliners. Like, I feel like Workflowy deserves to be up there. I feel like is there any like Tana is an outliner that deserves to be up there. I still think Workflow is the best one. Logsec, but Logsec is still doing this. I hope that will be done by the time I am I am filming these videos, the database version of Logsec. I recently actually tried to support the team and get the syncing features just to test it out. And I wasn't able to pay, which is an issue. I always get really annoyed when a company doesn't want my money. But the point of that is just that there are still issues going on at Logsec, and stability problems that I'm hoping they will fix. Apart from that, I guess you could call apps like Twos and Bullet, you could call them outliner applications. I also am considering doing something on notebooks, not necessarily ranking notebooks, because I don't use that many. I use three, which is still much more than most people. But maybe doing something around the notebooks I'm planning to use, and how I'm planning to use them with my digital system. I actually went ahead, or I am planning to purchase a yearly planner, an analog yearly planner this year. So maybe do a video about that. I will do a podcast episode about the thought process on analog versus digital, and why I'm moving more towards analog as of late. Um, so that is the ones I really want to cover. And when I look at my notes here, I had a best outliner, as I mentioned. I've already talked about like best note-taking app. I have talked about most improved applications. I will probably do apps I'm excited about going into next year as well. The most improved note-taking app, as I said, I think it's My Mind, but I think that category is super exciting, because we have things like Mem with their 2.0, which is really, really good. Um, I I'm hesitant to include Craft, because Craft 3.0 was last year, but they've added a bunch of good improvements this year. So that is an application I will be considering. And I think that like covers most of the stuff. I have one more thing in my notes, and that is like best all-in-one application. And we're talking things like By Design, Lunatask. By Design is also an application I'm super excited about. But By Design, Lunatask, is there anyone else? Bright is another one that is really good. We have a couple of these like all-in-one applications. Routine is another one that has improved a lot this year. So I will probably do that. I am considering doing things like best to-do list, best calendar apps. Maybe not calendar apps. There aren't that many calendar apps. You have Notion Calendar, you have things like Hey Calendar, Proton Calendar, but all of them are tied into a whole nother ecosystem. You have like Google Calendar, you have Motion, which will cost you a fortune. So you have a few of these applications, but I wouldn't say that. Maybe not calendar. Maybe I will do daily planners instead of calendar. So best daily planner application instead of best calendar application. I think that fits a lot better. I will do to-do list application. And I'm considering doing Task Manager, but I don't think I will do that this year. Maybe if I have a little bit of extra time, because best task, or maybe I will do Task Managers ranked. I will do like best to-do list application, best daily planner, and then I will do Task Manager applications ranked, where I combine the two. So that is probably something I am going to do if I find the time. But mainly, like, I think the most important is something around AI, because people are really interested in AI. I think something around visual note taking apps is super interesting, because the visual note taking app is just so interesting. Um, what else is there? Object-based note-taking app, that is also super interesting. I think if I get those three out, those are the most important ones. I am also thinking about like best newcomer, because we have like things like Cosmic with their new version. We have Space Duck, which is a totally new application. Same goes for By Design. So maybe best newcomer as well. People like new applications, and I've done a lot of first impression videos this year. So maybe best newcomer is something I should consider. And I think best newcomer, I think that should be an application I've tested out for the first time this year, and it should uh, be out, or have been out either last year or earlier this year. So anything from 2023 and backwards won't be included, even if I tested it out for the first time this year. So newcomer, that one is a little hard to define the rules around, but I think that is the main ones I'm thinking about currently. That might change. Mm, when it comes to best newcomer of the year, I am currently thinking that it is By Design, uh, with Space stuck behind and Cosmic as the third option. But it all depends on what they release towards the end, and it is a little unfair, because By Design feels like a much more stable application compared to Space Duck and Space Duck and Cosmic. So currently, I am keeping By Design as my first choice, but that might change quite quickly, because these new applications, they add a lot of stuff. So I think I've like covered everything in my notes now. I I am really excited to do these end of year videos. I'm also doing end of year reviews on a bunch of popular applications. Those I've already started on. So I've done Capacities, I've done Anytype, I've done Tana. To mention a few, I will do My Mind, and I will do all of the visual note taking apps, because I want to finish those before I do like end of year rankings. I think that is how I'm going to do it. I also really want to do either a ranking or a tier list, probably a tier list because it is a little subjective. So I want to do a tier list on all the note taking apps. That is really exciting to do every year, and I want to do a tier list rather than a ranking because, as I said, it is highly subjective. It is what I like, even though I try to be as objective as possible. It is a lot around like what I'm thinking, and I think it is important to have some sort of ranking where Obsidian actually comes in because it is the best note taking app. Like, yeah, just basically the best note taking app. It doesn't work for everyone, but if you want to look like objectively at it, it is probably the best note taking app out there. So I will probably have to do the tier list for all note taking apps, but I am considering making that into several parts because last year I think the video ended up being like 45 minutes or so, which is way too long for a YouTube video of me rambling. I will either have to do that, either have to cut it up into pieces, or I will have to figure out by the end of the year how to talk less. And I think that the second option isn't going to happen. So we will have to go for the first option. I won't be able to talk less by the end of the year. But now I think I've covered everything. And if you have suggestions, ideas, things you want, or applications you want me to consider for any of these end of year videos, please do comment it down below. Send me messages. I'm always happy to get feedback and ideas. It makes me really happy to get them. So please do send them. And as usual, if you have any questions as well, just uh, comment them down below, contact me. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you so, so much for watching or listening to today's podcast episode.